We don't have ranked in Pokemon TCG Pocket yet, but we do have a competitive event that just kind of popped up. Okay, what is the Genetic Apex Emblem Event 1? So, in Emblem events, you can win, or if you win battles against players, you can obtain emblems that can be set on the player profile. There'll also be missions where you can obtain Shine Dust and other items by winning versus battles. Wait, a reason to play the game and build decks? Oh, if the game wasn't horribly unbalanced, this would actually be really cool, but also is still incentive even when everything is a mess. Whoa, a ranking-ish tiered system? Oh, wait a second. So, obtainable emblems by total number of wins. 1 win just gives you the basic one. 5 bronze, 25 silver, 45 wins for gold. Any other details? No. We hope you enjoy playing Pokemon TCG Pocket. So that's actually, like, crazy. But is it? So the event runs until the end of the month, so you have until November 27th. If you already want to be a hyper-competitive Pokemon TCG Pocket sweat, you just need to win 2 battles a day for the month. And that's kind of like the weird thing, because a lot of people think, oh, this is just your very basic, play a little bit, you log on, you get your 2 to 3 packs, and then you put it away until you have something cool. Maybe you do a couple of battles a week or something. But no, with a system like that, it's actually more of a dedicated game, which is cool, which is why I want to see. I want to see this be Pokemon Go TCG. However, is the game in a state to where that makes sense? And I don't think so, but anything that gets people playing this game makes me happy. Any kind of more engagement or something to kick it off. I wish this was closer to launch, because I feel like in the modern era, in Fortnite and Minecraft and Zoomerville, that you only get one chance, and if you don't launch flawlessly strong, your game might never come back. Now, this is kind of weird. I'm wondering if they're going to put more missions. This doesn't really seem like a daily thing, but it would be cool if you could get, like, 3 hourglass a day and some Shine Dust from this. Pretty much participate in the event. Little Timmy, even if you haven't done a Pokemon TCG Pocket battle yet because you're scared of losing and feeling bad in life, now's the chance to at least try something and get a small little bit of free stuff. However, this is actually really cool because they just dropped that in. That with a small patch, they can just say, like, hey, here's a ranked mode. Hey, here's a separate battle mode. Boom, you play it. And then you have, like, all this other cool stuff where it tells you how many... Why is this more fleshed out than, like, the rest of the game? And it's just a pop-up event. But I think this is going to be core to it. Now, is this what they do for ranked? Because this is event 1, which means that there's going to be, like, more events in the future. Is this the way to go, is the question. There's pros and cons to having a ranked ladder, but if you get stuck because you're at the tier where your skill level represents, and you just never make enough progress to break through to the next tier, that can feel pretty bad. Also, deranking if the seasons are too short, not being able to have, like, another chance to push for promotion if the seasons are too long. Things get kind of rough and kind of awkward on a ranked system, especially in team games. Elo Hell exists. But it also is good. Like, I want to show that I am the best. I want to fight to be a top ranked. Even saying, like, top 1,000 in a game that millions of people are playing. Hey, let me prove that I'm 1% by just showing on the app. Here I am in the top 1% on the ladder. But an event like this doesn't really have ranking. It's like, hey, are you just good enough to get this emblem and flex? Also, there's going to be other kinds of events. So several kinds of emblem events, such as those where you aim to get a certain number of victories, consecutive victories, and more. And then you can check the announcements for the event. So yeah, the way they just dropped in this event match to where, like, oh, so on November 28th, we just click here and there's going to be a different kind of event going on. If there's continuous rolling events, that's pretty cool. But events could get in the way of a rank system. Unless, like, maybe you beat the events and then you want to go ranked, so you can use the events just kind of, like, as a more casual thing that gives you cool rewards. Do want to see a ranked. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is going to be the ultimate test. Is a slow rollout of features a way to build a successful game? Because this is all it needed for momentum, that and balance. Like, once the game actually, like, shows a live balance patch where it's like, hey, we care about balance. It isn't just a pack opening simulator. We want this to be Pokemon TCG Live or online, or like a more competitive version like Pokemon Go, and have it be a main interactive Pokemon TCG. Also, did you see that clean cut? Also, did you see that holo at the bottom? Yeah, we earned that. What do we get? Oh, Vaporeon. Cool thing that I spent pack points to get that, to rush my Vaporeon deck that didn't even work. That's fine. I'm still feeling... I feel like I accomplished something there. And then Pokemon Go introduced competitive, so there's no reason for this not to. And then Pokemon Go got like super popular and still has been hanging on to its popularity really well. But it launched like 10 times as massive as Pokemon TCG Pocket. So will this be the slow burn? Now does it have enough that I can do Lapras missions and get a really powerful card by a little bit of grinding? I think the Meowth and Chansey one's still a joke. But then you can like go through, you can build things up. Actually, there's two things that make the game feel really bad. Not wiping beta players and giving a massive advantage in a competitive game, and the balance of the game just kind of... Like, there's a lot of fun ideas. You can play Blaine Aggro. You can now run Primeape, which seems like a cool deck. There's a lot of cool deck building that you can eventually accumulate to, and if they're not like... I think the problem is the top decks are EX cards, so, like, you have to roll for the super rare to get the best decks, and then it's unbalanced otherwise. But if you want to just play, like, normal Pokemon, like, if this was actually Generation 1 before EX TCG and everyone just wants to have a simple time, like they're reliving the launch of Pokemon like they did with Pokemon Go, a no EX format would be really cool. And that also is a really quick and easy deck build because you open your free packs and then you can also just do the exchange. If you want to round out a deck with pack points, that's very doable because it's only 20 cards needed for a deck. So if you just need like a stage 1 Pokemon or a holo or some kind of evolution, like yeah, 150 is affordable, especially when you get 200, 250 just from doing all the advanced missions and stuff and opening your first 50 packs in the first day or two. And now we have extra missions, now we have extra stuff coming through. So it's starting to come together. I'm feeling better about it. It's really just like the EXs being way too unbalanced and the meta being trash. But now all the people that said like, oh, this is just a money grab, well, you're completely wrong because now competitive is coming in, and that was obvious from the start. And it also doesn't make sense to just have like this be a collecting game because no one's going to play it if there's nothing to do with your cards. You can also allow your player base to play for free and still fund the game pretty well because there's going to be collectors out there. There's going to be whales no matter what. And I think the premium pass just needs to be more powerful to where you take power out of buying gold and raw packs, you put into the premium pass, and then you get millions of players signed up, generating just straight revenue for the game. And then a new set comes out, some people want to rush it. There's always going to be people that buy the new cards, and that's no different than the TCG. So I think like the monetization could use a little bit of tweaking. Like what if you got 3 pack points bonus just by having the premium pass? Then that means you could build your deck even off of the free cards and you're still funding the game by giving it $10 a month. And that's fine, and that's completely fair considering the rest of TCGs is going to cost you just 3 Pokemon packs a month if you're trying to play paper Pokemon. So this is interesting. Like, I wonder if we're going to see some changes. I don't think like buffing the premium pass would be an outrage. I think nerfing EX cards is fair. If you're spending real money just to patch Zerg and beat up on, like, kids in this format that doesn't even have ranked yet, you don't get to feel bad if your stuff gets nerfed. And even then, I think you actually preserve a larger amount of the player base and make more money in the long run instead of, like, upsetting a few whales. And actually, 90% of people with Mewtwo and EX decks, they're not even whales. They just re-rolled their account and then did all the free first day stuff until they got to Mewtwo EX to build their deck instantly. The devs should not support that. And if those are the people that get upset from nerfing their decks, well deserved. So this is looking pretty cool. This actually gives me a lot of hope for the game, and the devs are acting fast. Like, I'd imagine that after launch they had all this planned. So it's starting to take off. Maybe just like more things to do day one on launch, but like, that's kind of another upsetting thing about the beta. They do the beta, they realize that everyone can crush the game day one, not have a full deck to show for it, and then they wait a week to fill all that stuff out, instead of, like, launching it stronger, and then doing this, like, nice rollout, and maybe also having a little bit of extra balance. But I'm suddenly a lot more hopeful for the game if they actually show an attempt through balancing, then, like, okay, never mind. Maybe, like, first month was rough, but they can salvage it, and then just do everything right, and then get everyone in as though they're just launching the game. And even on this, like, yeah, making it wins-based is pretty good. That there can be frustration where it's just like, man, I can't play this game enough to get 45 wins or something. But that means, like, these are actually going to be of value if not everyone has them. But then making it win-based means, like, even bad players can grind it out to bronze or learn the game up to silver instead of just, like, going 0-5 in ranked and then immediately quitting and maybe quitting the game entirely and not trying to, like, develop or anything. So as a beginner thing, as an intro thing, wallet diff doesn't matter too much. It's casual friendly. It gets people understanding and actually, like, incentivizes to play the game. Maybe the only thing is, like, the missions. I think that's kind of the problem, that The game is so slow and so weak on the free side that can be buffed just a little bit. Or you put more into the premium pass, and then that's how you fund the game. And then you make people's time feel rewarded, and now they're as invested in Pokemon Pocket as Pokemon Go or physical Pokemon cards and stuff, and that's pretty cool. We'll see trading as well. Who knows the black market behind that? And there we go. So yeah, this is actually a pretty awesome event. I now want to build decks and try some things out. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.